What's going on, everybody? Maha back here with another video. Today we've got a very unique army, different from anything else we've used. We're going to start off with a Royal Champion charge. I'm going to recall her out. And then it's kind of like that Super Valkyrie army that I did upload a while back, but we're going to be using some throwers just to reach stuff that's behind walls that you can't break into. It just helps, and then we're going to be using some Electro Titans as well. Pretty interesting combo here, and it actually works a lot better than you'd think. So let's go hop into our first attack. Alright, we're going to start off here against a war base, and you're just going to want to use your Royal Champion to break the ring of defenses just like you would with a standard Root Rider army. And obviously we're bringing a jump spell this time because we don't have Root Riders to open the wall, so you need that jump spell to access the core of the base. Like I said, with the Royal Champion, if you don't get a ton of value, it's not the end of the world because you're mostly just trying to set the pathing anyway for your main army. We're actually going to path into the TownHall here, which is really nice. Removing that early does help, but it's not necessary. It definitely isn't necessary. If you can get the TownHall but can't break the ring of defenses, it's just definitely not worth doing. And not even the ring of defenses. You have to clear the trash too. You got to set the funnel to make sure you get your pathing for your main army and your heroes, because if they wander off, you could be in some deep trouble. And we actually recall out because we were about to lose the Fox. As you see here, going for the TownHall, the funneling wasn't that great, but it wasn't terrible. So we're going to use the Queen with her giant arrow. You want that just to trigger invis towers. Then we're going to use the siege barracks as well, just to set the funnel on the other side. Then everything else goes in the middle. Make sure you wall break them in. You got to make sure those walls are open so they don't wander around the outside. And then in the next layer, we're going to jump over this corner. That gives us access into the core here with the monolith, and then the other compartment over here. Unfortunately, our RC wanders. That was unlucky. I should have made sure I dropped her farther down because she's going to go up there and basically get no value. You want her to stay with the main push. We're going to poison the CC, and then we're going to rage over that jump spell, and we're also going to use our Warden's ability. Keeps everything alive through all this damage here. As you see, the Royal Champion is going down at the top. Really didn't get that much value. Like I said, I should have dropped her farther down so she stayed with the main army. I didn't notice those buildings up there. So as you see here, our throwers can reach over the wall and pick off stuff that's just out of range of stuff, so we don't have to beat through every wall. It is nice just having a few of them in there, and they stay back behind the main push, so they do stay alive most of the time. And then now you're going to look for a King's Earthquake Boots to open up the backside of the base. As soon as he goes up to this corner, we're going to hit his ability. Opens up the rest of the base. Now we have access to absolutely everything on the backside of this base. So it's wall breakers for the first layer, jump spell for the second layer, and then on the back end you're going to use your King's Earthquake Boots to open up the rest of the base. And as you see now, we have access to everything. Our Valkyrie is still clearing up trash. We still have Electro Titans alive. Our King's still alive. Warden's still alive. We still have healers up. We still have a thrower over here cleaning trash. We're just going to 2 times through this because all it is at this point is a couple of collectors and a storage. Easy 3-star. As you see, this was against the war base. I wanted to show it against war bases and Legend League bases because, as you know, the Legend League bases have the army camps where you can get the Kane and the Giant, but the war bases do not. So that's why I wanted to show both. So let's go hop into another attack. Alright, so we're going to show one more war base here before we get into the Legend League bases just to show you it works. And this time we're going to go in from a corner. I like going in from corners with the Royal Champion just because it makes it easier to set the pathing. So if you set it at a corner, she can either go left or right. And it really doesn't matter which direction she goes as long as you're setting the pathing. And then you can send the rest of your army whichever way she decides to go and sets the funnel for. So she's going to go down left. She's going to take out this ricochet cannon. And I thought she was going to keep moving, but unfortunately she doesn't. She goes back for the multi-archer tower. So we did have to kind of waste an invis there, but it's all right. We're getting a pretty wide funnel set here, which is really nice. Getting a nice path set. We have one more invisibility left after this one. Should basically just get the builder hut, and then that's going to be it. And we'll just recall her out, make sure the Fox stays alive. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get that, so we recall out before the Fox dies. We're going to use one Yeti up here on this trash just to clean that stuff. At least that's what I was thinking of doing. I thought, oh, maybe this wasn't the attack I did it. Looking back in hindsight, I would drop one Yeti up here to clean all that trash because it would probably get all this stuff up here, including the Wizard Tower. So I should have done that. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. It must have been a different attack I was thinking of. But we path everything in here. Unfortunately, the clan castle pulls over to our siege barracks and our queen. That's alright. That's why we have the poison, just in case of something like that. It's better if your main army fights it, because obviously you have the Electro Titans, which can wreck the CC. Get a nice Warden ability there. Protects everything through the Super Dragon, so we don't lose anything there. And now we're just looking to take out this core. We got the rage down. Unfortunately, everything pathed out because of that invis tower, but now everything paths back in. Got a nice split on the troops here. A couple of Electro Titans went down, but we still have one with our main push of our heroes up here, as well as some of our throwers. Hopefully we can get this stuff down and keep our throwers nice and healthy. Now this is going to be perfect. Our king should walk right over into this corner, and we should be able to hit his earthquake boots and just open up the rest of the base again. That worked out to absolute perfection. Throwers still picking stuff off over the walls. Royal champion still alive. And I did have the rocket spear on her for these, but that was actually an accident. I would prefer the hog puppet, or if you even wanted to use the haste file to get more value out of the initial RC charge, you can do that as well. But again, it's just going to be cleanup, so we'll just 2x through this. As you see, we have lots of troops alive again. We still have throwers over here with healers on them. We still have 2 Electro Titans. Our Royal Champion still alive. Queen's still full health. King's still up. We actually had all 4 heroes survive this attack. An absolutely crushing attack. So now we're going to get into a couple Legend League bases to show you it works on both. Alright, so into a Legend League base. We got the Kane at the top and the Giant over on the right. We're going to send the Royal Champion from this side down here, and then maybe send the main push in with the Kane and just get the Kane to group up with our main push. That's what I like to do. It just gives you a lot more power, and he also can break through walls, obviously, which is really beneficial for your main push. So we do trigger the Giga Bomb, and I'm hoping I can get rid of this Poison Tower here as well. Unfortunately, our Spirit Fox is in some major trouble. I think our Fox is actually going to go down here. Yeah, our Fox goes down. So I was a little bit greedy there. I should have been a little bit safer, because I think it is important to keep the Fox alive, just because you get so much more value out of your Royal Champion if your Fox gets all those invisibility cycles in with your main push. And we're going to take out this multi-archer tower here, and then we're going to recall her out. We do have a decent funnel set, which is nice. And I'm going to shoot the Queen's Giant Arrow from the top corner, send the Siege Barracks over there, and then we're going to send in our main push right into this Kane, so we can pick up the Kane to push him with our main army. Unfortunately, this time, the Super Dragon does go to our main army, which is perfect. That's what we want. We're going to jump into this core here. I don't know if that wall breaker opened all the walls. It might have, but I wasn't sure it was going to make it there. Use the jump nonetheless, because we're not really going to need it anywhere else. Our king should be able to open up the rest of the base as long as he doesn't get targeted by something and go down. We drop the rage spell, get our poison spell in on these 2 heroes here, because we really didn't need it on the Super Dragon at the beginning. Unfortunately, our king jumps back out, so we may have to use his ability here, but he is pretty healthy, so I'm actually going to let him beat through this wall and then use my ability to get through the next wall. Our Siege Barracks troops doing a really nice job on the outside, and they're also about to pick up that Giant to add to this push, so this is about to get crushed again as well. We have perfect grouping on everything. We had a really nice funnel set at the beginning, so it keeps everything tightly compact, and you just have so much damage ripping through the backside of the base. Your healers keeping everything healthy, your throwers sitting back at range, picking stuff off over walls that the other stuff can't reach. It's just a really good combo. We do have a couple throwers go out around, which is actually nice, so they can actually tank this fire spitter for our main push, so we don't have to get targeted by it. Really nice. Our Kane pushing in is on his 2nd stage, I believe. So look, we still have 2 Electro Titans. We still have all 3 of our Yetis. I think we actually have all 3 Electro Titans are still there. A bunch of Yetis. Pekka from the Siege Barracks. The Kane's still alive. Valkyries just went down, but our Giant's still up. Queen's still up with healers. We still have a thrower alive. This base, again, was absolutely crushed. As you see, this is a dominant attack. As long as you do a simple Royal Champion charge at the beginning, don't get greedy, and just set the pathing, your army will do the rest. All you got to do is get a good jump spell, rage spell, and warden ability. That's all you've got to worry about, and it'll tear through the base. So let's go hop into one more replay. Alright, into the final replay. This is actually the base I've been running in Legend League, and I've got quite a few defenses today. It's been pretty good for me, so I'm going to charge in up here, because there's a lot of tightly compact defenses up here. So if I can destroy all those, it sets nice pathing and gets rid of a lot of damage on the base, which is really nice. So that's why I'm going in from the top up here. Then we can send the main push down here and pick up the Kane again to go with our main push, which is really nice. I really like doing that with this attack. You could use the Kane with your Royal Champion charge as well. Just drop your Royal Champion right on the Kane. But I think personally for this attack, I prefer actually using it with the main push of the army rather than the RC. So that's what I'm doing here. As you see, really nice pathing set here. We're taking out a lot of defenses. We should be able to get the Ricochet Cannon here, and that might be it. We might get the Expo, but she might path up to the Tesla. No, she actually will get the Expo, which is nice, and I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to take this Expo and then recall her out. Or, not the Expo, the Tesla, rather. Sorry. We do have a little bit of trash up top. Might be worth it, again, to drop one Yeti up there just to clean that trash. And I'm trying to think where I wanted to come in from, and I do decide to go by the Kane over here. And we are going to fight off that enemy disarmer. It's really nice having the Frosty just to deal with that disarmer at the beginning. Everything else spammed in the middle. Again, I probably should have used one Yeti in hindsight on that trash up there, because it might pull some stuff up there. Maybe not. We're going to have to see. I need my wall breaker to break that wall there, and then I need to jump over the next wall. We do get a nice jump spell. I don't think our wall breaker made it. No, our wall breaker actually didn't open that wall. So yeah, as you see, our throwers are going to spread off. But actually, it is only one, so that's not the end of the world. Like I said, I'd rather use a Yeti at the beginning just so you don't have to worry about that happening, and we can keep everything grouped up. TownHall does go down. We got a really nice group on our troops again here, so it is just going to shred through the backside of this base with no problem. We still have our king ability intact as well. I honestly could have used it there, but that wall was going down so fast, I'm just going to use it on this backside of the base. We have a bunch of Valkyries still alive from the siege barracks. One of our Titans is over there. Queen's still full health. We still have our Kane in here. King ability goes off finally. We still have 2 Electro Titans, healers, yetis. Look how overkilled all these bases have been. And it's a very simple attack as well. All you're doing is just a basic, simple Royal Champion charge that anybody can do. Pretty easy to master, and just look how overkilled again this base is. We have so many troops left alive. And I haven't had any time issues either. It's pretty quick. As long as you do a quick Royal Champion charge and get everything else in quick without wasting time, it just melts through the base because you have so much damage at once, and you can kind of reach everything at once. Like I said, the Electro Titans hitting everything close, the throwers hitting everything far. It just melts everything in the base. So this is a really fun attack. Let me know how this works out for you guys in the comments. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.